Welcome to the PFD Performance YouTube channel. Pretty friggin' deadly. Quick little catch up. We're starting to get things more assembled. I don't think I videoed, but the oil pan is on. The flex plate is on. I'm just getting the motor plate back on here. And we're gonna get ready to jam her back in its home. So taking some time away from work a little bit for this work. It's a little bit more fun. And I don't want to miss Miles Mayhem. So yeah, I think the table is getting emptier, which is good. We're gonna stab this in without the heads on it, just because that's how it came out. I don't want, I think it will go in with the heads on, but it's also not that hard to put the heads on once it's in. So I think we're just gonna put it in as it sits, not fight with it, just because I know it was a little bit tight coming out. So making progress. Fingers crossed. All right, well, it doesn't look much different because it doesn't look much different. We did get a shield off. We did get the low-card dipstick out and a factory version in. And that means it's locking because the tube is mounted to the bell housing, so that can't come out, plus the handle locks. You'll see we got the new AN fittings into the side of the trans rather than the hard lines. And we're gonna get that in here. The other thing we did is we got the pump seal sealed up. So we pulled the old one out. It seemed like it was leaking just a little bit. It could have been that it just needed to wear in because this car's been sitting so long. Or it just was maybe a little dried out after sitting for so long. So rather than leaving it and it continuing to leak and then kicking ourselves for not replacing the seal when the transmission was accessible, we replaced it. So I'll probably throw you on time lapse. Maybe we'll throw some Three Stooges music on or something and we can see how it goes getting the engine back in the engine bay. Well, as you would have seen, our engine room is disassembled because the engine's back in the car. So that's a big step. And honestly, didn't go too bad. Had to reposition the engine once on the hoist just to get the right angle on the dangle. We had the transmission dipstick in, but it's gonna have to come back out. Gonna have to fight with that one a little bit, I think, to try and make it work. It's supposed to go on the upper bell housing bolt, but there is no room behind the head for such things. So we might have to give it a little squish or something. Or we need to go to the lower bell housing hole, try and squeak it under the head, but then the headers are there, but not quite too bad. So I don't know. I just want to follow the rules and be safe. So we'll figure that out. Heads aren't fully installed, they're just sitting there. So I got to get the lifters in, got to get all our lube on the head stud nuts, and that'll do that. And then intake time, and then supercharger time. So yeah, there's still lots to do, but it feels good to have more room here. We'll get the press set up because that's going to be needed if we fall back on plan B over there for Mayhem. Yeah, it's neat. It's neat. Lots of wiring to hook back up. A little bit of wiring to tweak. Got to wrap my head around sensor wiring, 5-volt stuff. Just how best to add a sensor or two. Ideally, just like if I really only needed, if I had time to only add one, I think it would be trying to add this IAT intake air temperature sensor below the blower. I think that's going to be a pretty important one to see, because just measuring the air in doesn't always paint the picture that we need to see with a supercharger, especially a big 871. So I'm going to try and get an intake temp below the blower. And yeah, just maneuvering some temperature sensors. I got the Clearview oil filter adapter installed on the block. So I need to get the Dash 12 O-ring fittings. And I got the new fittings in the transmission that I showed you. And then once we get the headers back on, it's going to be a matter of figuring out where we want the Clearview oil filter to live. And once we know where that's going to live and where the transmission cooler is going to live, we can ultimately get our lines made. Get our fittings, get our lines made. Shouldn't be anything too crazy. We're going to have 2 Dash 10 oil lines for the oil filter and 2 Dash 8 Trendy cooler lines for the cooler. But there's only like really the 1 or 2, like the 2 fittings, 1 on each end. So I think it's all doable. I'm gonna hopefully try and have everything buttoned up from the intake, like the blower base down by the weekend. And then I'm gonna mess with the injector plate after that, because I got a little breathing room. Can get set up. And then I still obviously need to put all the interior back together once we get the dipstick sorted. And yeah, make sure that it's safe. Got to get the window net installed. So yeah, we're getting there. And that's my cue. It's time to go get some dinner with the kids and the wife. So I'll catch you guys later.